Hello, and welcome to SortaOkay Reviews, where every fan's welcome. I'm Nathan Bedard.
I'm Brad Newton.
And today we're doing another My Hero episode review. This one's called
Class 1A. This is episode 55. We're still going along season 3. We're past the halfway point now, and we're finishing up the provisional license arc.
Yeah, so the funny thing about this episode, I think as soon as we started it, I kind of realized, this is pretty much, almost a full filler episode. And, if you read the manga, you notice quickly, but, if you don't read the manga, you think that this is a naturally flowing canon episode.
So, yeah, that's the thing I like about, that's the best filler, is, when it flows naturally into the story.
Yeah, I don't even care if it's something stupid like them going to a candy shop, but as long as it's not, an abrupt stop in the middle of a story.
Yeah, as long as it goes
to go
along.
think about something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just flows. And it doesn't have to be the biggest high quality. But, and again, this filler was it adds more to the provisional license, because in the manga, it was quick. Yeah, they didn't really focus on a lot of characters.
So, what did we start off with this week, Lucy?
So, we started off with Todoroki fighting the Naruto ninjas.
Yeah, the Power Rangers. Yeah,
the Power Ranger ninjas were, they all... but he's taking them on, and, he's kind of getting pushed back a little bit, 'cause he's taking on all of them, and, they're all...
They have, a perfect plan to counter, his fire and his ice.
Yeah, because they really know his quirks, so they kind of planned other quirks to match his quirk. But, Todoroki, he's his smart self. He outwits them and pretty much takes them down. But he brings up a good point to himself. He's like, because Todoroki's pretty OP, but, I like how they give him setbacks. He's still sluggish when he switches to fire, to ice. He can't just...
do both at the same time,
or just really, really quick like that. It takes a toll on him.
I also think his weakness is kind of his physical prowess. I think straight up, Midori, even without using All for One, is probably more athletic and stronger than Todoroki.
Maybe because Endeavor's a pretty big dude. I would assume that he's probably in decent physical fitness.
But I just think Midori is,
Yeah, now. Yeah, now he is probably. But,
yes. Then we switch off to the filler part that we didn't see.
Well, yeah, they continue the filler part, actually. Yeah. So we get, Momo, Jiro, Froppy, and I can't think, what's the guy with all the extra limbs? Shijo. So they're in their little... Shinjo. They're in their little group, and, you see them walking there. They walked into this building, which is kind of nice, because you think, okay, why aren't they? Some of them might hide in the buildings or do something. And there's this girl. Her quirk is IQ, and that's what we're gonna call her.
Yeah, IQ.
Her and her class, her school that she's from, they have a uniform too.
Yeah.
But they're an all girls club, and she's sipping tea, and they're very classy.
And they explain the tea affects her quirk. They said she already has an IQ of 150. And then if she drinks tea, it affects her IQ in different ways. And they say even the brand tea affects. And for a filler character, this seems like a pretty well thought out quirk.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see her in the future. I think one cool thing is I think they're adding a couple more schools maybe that they didn't get to go through. Because, sometimes when the anime... the mangaka gets to add some things that he might have wanted to add that he couldn't. But so they're in the building. They're thinking, Momo and all of them. They're like, okay, let's get them. But then they keep just getting outwitted.
They have a phase. She says, phase 1 complete. She broke Jiro's earplug, and then it's they took out all the glass so they couldn't see outside. They're
pouring cold air through the vents to make it really cold, which affects Froppy.
That makes Sue, Froppy, the cold because she's an amphibian, so they're they make sure to want to go to sleep.
So they very well know their quirks. They plan this out. But Momo, she's probably one of the most strategic characters.
Yeah. She's
very smart. She's pretty much having to push her limits. She's having to really think, okay, what can we do? And the IQ, she's like, okay, well, we got him beat. We're in the final phase now. We got him beat. And of course, Momo, she outdoes herself.
Yeah.
She goes on the offensive instead of the defensive.
Yeah.
And throws her off guard. And pretty much...
She makes a giant amp for Jiro. She gives them all earplugs.
And it's always funny, when she, starts to do her creation thing, sometimes she'll just, she'll open up her clothes.
Yeah.
And like, you know, hey, no, you can't do that. But she's like so used to it. Cause
yeah, that's just how her quirk works. And then Shoji just like turns
around. He's like, yep, nope, polite.
Yeah.
But then so we finished that up pretty quick, and then we start to see the other students. The only 40 more people can pass.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get to that, there's you see Todoroki going to where all the students
Todoroki
passed.
had passed. Like, yeah, he defeated all the ninja people, and he walks into the room and he sees Anasa.
Yeah, and so like Anasa's like, talking to this guy. He's like, yeah, very happy and everything, and then he sees Todoroki, and he gives him a very evil glare.
Yeah, and Todoroki's like, okay. And then Anasa's like, oh yeah, what we were talking about. Because Anasa seems like the character, like he's like super happy about everybody.
And he's very into, UA. He loves UA. Even when he met the other kids, he didn't give them a glare. He was very happy to meet them.
Yeah.
But when he saw Todoroki, he was not happy.
So maybe there's something there? We'll see.
There's probably something there, yeah. And it was funny, though. Yeah, he was like, okay, so what were we talking about, by the way? He's like, I don't know, dude. You came to talk to me.
Yeah.
And then we get into, like, the final stretch of the episode.
Yeah, we see Bakugo and Kirishima and Kiminari. So, I knew that Kirishima followed him, but, they're like, hey, they talk to Kiminari. They're like, how did you get here? He's like, I don't know. I saw you run off. I just followed you.
Yeah, so, like, we get their group, and then we get introduced to another one of the...
Kitetsu High student.
Yeah, and, like, a little thing, too, I like that he kind of explained quick. I think it was Shinjay.
Yeah.
He explains that, at our school we all have to wear the same jacket, pants, and hat that shows our pride for the school.
Yeah.
But he has a very weird quirk. It's like, I don't know if it's clay or what it is, because like whenever it hits you, it like your eyeballs over here, your mouth's over here.
Remember, I don't remember what they're called, but do you remember that episode of Rick and Morty where he turned all the people into horrifying monsters?
It's like the fly quirk or something, like transfers the body.
Yeah, but that episode of Rick and Morty, like where they were, not to get into Rick and Morty, but anyway, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it's a very awkward, weird quirk, because it's like, then he like
they're all just alive.
Turned them into finger.
Creepy.
Yeah, and he turned them into. Then he had like these finger things that he sent after Bakugo, and then we cut to Midoriya, and Midoriya's like, okay, we gotta
come up with a plan.
We gotta come up with a plan.
Like it looks like Sero and Uraraka and Midoriya. These are all we have. So.
And he explains though, he's like, even though they're attacking us in like big groups and all. Like
only a certain amount of them can pass. So they gotta have. I think that the rules are you gotta have 6 balls hit somebody else. So you gotta eliminate 2 people for yourself to pass.
So eventually, at some point, like I feel like if we wait just long enough, or we go after the right group, they're not gonna be able to all go after us because they're gonna have to pass too.
Yeah. So they're gonna try to fight each other.
Yeah. And then we cut back to Mr. Aizawa. He's still at the thing and
talking to Joke.
Yeah, he's just like, so are you worried yet? He's like, yeah, I wish I could see which of my like students have passed already. And she's like, oh, are you worried? And he's like, no, I'm not worried at all actually, because I know if Midoriya and like Bakugo, 2 students in particular, are out there, they're the ones that you're going to be able to tell are still out there.
Well, not even that. He's just saying like they have the most influence on the rest of the class.
Yeah,
because Midoriya tries to save everybody, and everyone tries to think. Even Momo early in the episode, she's like, what would Todoroki do? What would Ida do? What would even Midoriya do?
Yeah, they follow him in that hero aspect where
they want to save everybody, and then Bakugo has more passion than anybody to be. He goes 110% in everything. And
you kind of go with him to get that battle IQ, because he knows how to battle. He knows how to fight. Yeah. He's almost like a Super Saiyan. Like his fighting becomes more better as he fights.
Yeah, he becomes better as he fights. Yeah.
But we get a cool shot of like them going in at their areas, and then pretty much that's how we end the episode.
Yeah, it ends with just the shot, like a nicely drawn panel of Midoriya and Bakugo together and their fights. And next episode is called Rush, apparently. So this provisional license arc is going a little bit longer than I thought. I thought we'd be wrapping it up, but it seems like they're focusing on more of the Class 1A.
Yeah, no, I think it was like almost one whole volume, I think, if you take, because it was like half in this volume and half in this volume.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to take the second half of the provisional license, they're going to rush that up, because I remember this part was actually kind of fun because the the battle aspect almost.
Yeah.
The second part is a little different.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that the provisional license probably will wrap up this season 3.
Yeah, I think. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably finish up season 3 with the end of the provisional license.
Maybe there's a thing that they show in the opening that I think that's where they're gonna end the season.
But I guess we'll see.
But yeah, but that's gonna do it for a quick little review of this episode. It was like
a filler episode, but a good filler episode.
But again, My Hero doesn't have that many filler episodes, and when they do it, it's nowhere near as bad as a lot of filler episodes that we're so used to. So it's hard because we're so used to the high quality. And I guarantee you, most people that just watch the anime are not going to even know that that's a filler episode. But that's going to do it for us. We hope you enjoyed this review, and we hope you have a good day. And
as always, you can hit that subscribe button that'll pop up right there. And if you missed last week's review, it'll be right here.
Thank you very much, and have a good day.